all of a sudden, like, I was lying in bed, my mom put some music on downstairs, and all of a sudden, the music, I felt literally the music like it was a solid thing coming up the stairs into my bedroom, kind of looking for me, and then it was kind of like a Fifth Element, you know? I don't know if you ever saw that movie. It's like, bah! And from that point on, I just like, I think in song, I write songs all the time, and I don't even listen to much music, but it's just because it's constantly in my head, and it's just going on all the time. And about the time I was in 8th grade, I kind of taken some piano lessons, and I didn't really like the piano so much. I had studied the flute a little bit, but I wasn't crazy about the flute. And I really wanted to play the drum, but my mom would not let me play the drum because she was a 2nd grade teacher. And there was no way that when she came home from work, there was going to be drums in the house after little kids all day, you know. So she said to me, Mark, you know, your dad has an old guitar, it's in the closet, might as well learn to play that. And so I did, and it became a compulsion and an obsession. And I began to do everything I could. I raked leaves and did odd jobs so I could afford my first guitar. And I taught myself most of all the stuff that I did. And I really found, strangely enough, that there were times when I felt really, really bad. And picking up my guitar and writing a song enabled me to feel a lot better. So as I've gone through my life, I've written to date about 525 songs. And a couple of them are around, kind of doing some good around the world. There's one song I'll sing at the end that is kind of traveling around the world. The Girl Scouts in the Philippines are singing it, and some Russian kids are singing it. And it's just all over the place. So it's kind of cool, but it didn't come easy. When I was in high school, people suddenly kind of recognized that I actually had a gift. I was never good at sports, so I never got much appreciation or attention. And I always felt like, you know, kind of the outsider, the kid that didn't really fit in. And but when I started making music, people were like, "Oh my God, you should be famous!" And I had no idea how to do that. I was painfully shy, and I had been bullied most of my life from elementary school on. So it took me about 30 years to figure out that my music was just one piece of the puzzle. And today I want to share with you the other piece. And the other piece is the study I've made because I was so miserable for so much of my young life, particularly in middle school. I was just a mess in middle school. And you guys are like all 100% better adjusted than I was, or at least you look that way. And maybe I looked that way too, but I was a mess inside. So the first thing I want to share with you is, you may not be aware of it, but there are other people who are struggling with whatever it is you're feeling inside that you aren't telling anybody. Pretty much everybody's feeling that same stuff, but you won't admit it to each other, and that's okay. I'm going to give you some tools today to hopefully help you feel better no matter what's going on in your life, whether you have a test coming up that you aren't sure you're going to do well on, or whether you're in sports and you're going to play a team that has basically defeated you every time you've ever played them. And all the mind stuff, I call it the mental game. And this program is called the Bully-Proof Team, or when I do it for corporations, I call it the Bully-Proof Mind. And essentially, it's all about how we can kind of use some modern Jedi mind mastery tools to take any situation that threatens to get out of hand or harm us and turn it around so that it actually serves us. And so that's kind of what I'm going to attempt to do here today. And the other piece is, since I'm a songwriter, I've been writing songs for a musical that I'm writing called Souls, and it's all about how kids overcome bullying and the different processes that people go through from middle school to high school and even into college, trying to figure out, who am I? Where do I fit in this world? How do I deal with people who are mean, who I didn't bother? Why are they bothering me? And all these different issues that, once you understand the power of your own mind, you actually have some power and some control that isn't violent. That you can turn any situation to your benefit. Kind of like in the very first Star Wars movie, Obi-Wan Kenobi says to the Empire soldiers in the White white garments, the white helmets. These are not the droids they're looking for. These are not the droids we're looking for. Move along, move along. And it's kind of cool because the other piece, in addition to the music, I've studied a field called neurolinguistics. And one of the aspects of that field is language skills that work with people's deeper minds. So that instead of saying, for example, to someone, hey, don't forget your keys, your mind can't process a negative. Your unconscious mind cannot process a negative. So we don't want to say, don't forget your keys, because you just told somebody, forget your keys. It's like you wouldn't say to your Labrador Retriever, don't come, if you want it to stay. So part of the study and the research that I've done is, how can I just use my language to help people get a better result? Here's an example. I'm not suggesting that after today, you will find ways to do better in your life without even knowing that you're doing better in your life. I'm not suggesting that the ideas I'm going to share with you are things that you can use to get better grades without actually having to work harder, but to just use your mind in a way that gets you where you want to go faster, easier, and better. So would that be okay? Cool, thanks. I didn't hear you. What did I say? Would that be okay? All right, cool.